welcome everyone to a new video on our channel FPL Nerds. My name is Timo.
And my name is MJ. And today we're going to share with you our Gameweek 3 results, our Gameweek 4 team preview, as well as the transfers that we're planning to make.
Alright, sounds good. So let's jump into it.
Okay, so I'll start with my team. I have a total of 53 points. I get the little red arrow, which pushed me down to the rank of 8k. However, I'm still pretty happy considering I'm still in the top 10k. Now, moving to the team itself, in goal I have Ward, who got me just 1 point. In the defense, both Cancelo and James, who I have just transferred in last week, have blanked. Cancelo conceding 3 goals against Newcastle and getting a yellow card, and James receiving 3 goals from Leeds. The only player that actually returned was Alexander Zinchenko, and he got just a clean sheet, but got me 6 points. Okay, now moving on to the midfield. The players that have returned are Mohamed Salah, who has been my captain, and I guess he will be my captain for the majority of this season. He returned with 16 points. Gabriel Martinelli, who scored his third goal in a row and got 6 points, and Andreas Pereira, who gave an assist and got 3 bonus points. So he has a total of 8 points. Unfortunately, Luis Diaz did not have any returns, and as it was a pretty difficult match and he didn't really get too much in the final third, or to be more specific, into the box. Next to him, Kulusevski. He almost had 2 assists. However, the cross that he gave to Kane, it hit the crossbar after Kane headed it. And the same thing happened with Son when he gave a low-driven pass to the near post, and then he hit the crossbar again. Okay, now moving on to the attack. I have Haaland and Jesus. Haaland, as we all saw, he scored 1 goal. He looked decent on the field and got 6 points. As per Jesus, he got only 1 assist, but we saw that he scored another goal, which was from an offside, and had some really good chances in scoring more. All right. Now, on the bench, I chose to leave Pope and Trippier, which maybe it was not the brightest idea, as Trippier actually scored a free kick, and Pope, despite the fact that he conceded 3 goals, he still have 3 points. But this is FPL, and we have to take those risks. And the last 2 players on the bench are Neco Williams and Archer, who got 1 point and 0 points. It's not very interesting. However, they are the lowest price possible, and we don't expect too much from them. So yeah, this pretty much sums up my team.
Okay, well, it's overall, I think it's fine for considering the very bad game week that everyone had. And I think that the decision to put Trippier on the bench was actually a logical one because they were playing against Man City, so I would have done the same. Of course, you were unfortunate that he scored the goal, but that could happen at any point in the game with FPL. All right, so let's move on to the transfer thoughts, or the transfer actually already made, and see what it is.
All right, so my transfer for this week is Zinchenko. I took Zinchenko out and I brought in Ivan Perisic. I know Zinchenko was actually the only one who delivered in my defense last week. However, looking at their numbers and also through the eye test, Zinchenko, yes, he will bring a few more clean sheets, as the Arsenal defense is not looking that bad, actually. However, his stats, and you can see that in the field, he doesn't tend to be that decisive as he used to be at Man City. I'm not saying he's a bad player, because he's one of the key players in the Arsenal team, not in the defense, in the whole team, as he's a very important player in the build-up play. However, looking at Perisic and what he showed us so far, I really wanted to get him. Now that he's actually finally started the match, I think he will be getting more minutes. I know some people might say that he got a little bit of an injury, but we don't know that for sure. It was just a 3 second scene at the end of the match in which we saw that he was limping a bit. Now, also, the game week 5 will come, which I know it's a midweek game, and this might also reduce Perisic's minutes, just like I think about Haaland. However, I think now he will start to get more regular minutes. And seeing how attacking he is, I decided to make this transfer. Maybe I got a little bit influenced by the price change. I wanted to buy him in the very beginning when his price was 5.4. So I don't lose more in team value, as I think this will be very crucial for the 3 wild cards that we will have throughout this season. So yeah, any thoughts on this?
Well, actually, I understand where you're coming from and why you did the transfer. Me personally, I sold Perisic when I did the wild card in the game week two, after game week two. But and I don't think I'm gonna not gonna get him anytime soon. I think I'm gonna stick with my team for a while, and then if Perisic has more regular minute and start to deliver, then maybe I can consider getting him back. But for the moment, personally, I wouldn't get him. But overall, I think Perisic is a very logical transfer, not only for you, but for all the FPL manager that already transferred them in.
Yeah, we all know that if he starts playing, he will be getting the attacking returns. We've seen him previously at Inter, and he was just amazing.
Yeah, I do agree, but at the same time, I'm a bit also fearful about his injuries because
Yeah.
considering his age, I think he's more injury prone than the others, and that could fire back at any time.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, but let's hope it's not the case. And next week he will give us a very nice goal and have a 15 pointer and be very happy.
Well, wish you all the best.
Okay, so this is how my team is shaping up for game week 4. I'm pretty pleased with what I'm seeing. Most of, if not all, the players on the pitch, except for Pope, have good potential of delivering some attacking returns, which really fills me with joy. Now, also the thing that I like is that the fixtures are pretty okay. So if we analyze them a little bit, we have Pope and Trippier who are playing against the Wolverhampton team who are not very good offensively, and they didn't really have too many returns. Now, moving on, we have Cancelo. He plays at home against a tough Crystal Palace team. However, we know how good Manchester City can be defensively, and especially while they're playing at home. Next to him, we have James playing against Leicester. Despite the fact that Leicester scored quite a few goals already, but according to the stats, they definitely have overachieved their XGI. Uh, in other words, they should have scored half the goals that they actually did score. And for my last pick is Perisic. I just spoke about him. He has an amazing fixture against Nottingham Forest, who is the worst defense in the league at this point in time after those 3 game weeks. And I think it's a good opportunity for them to keep a new clean sheet, and why not have some attacking returns. Now, in the midfield, we have both Salah and Luis Diaz who are playing against Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth are not, stats-wise, they're not one of the worst teams as defense. However, once again, they are playing at home. I believe the Liverpool team have something to prove in front of their fans, and showed that the Manchester United match was a mistake, or they definitely have to step up their game. And this is a very good opportunity to do it. We are approaching game week 4, and the results did not look good so far at all. I'm really expecting both Salah and Diaz to have attacking returns, and this is why Salah will be 100% my captain for this week. Now, next to him, we have Kulusevski. He only scored, he was only good in the first game week, in which he actually provided both goal and an assist, and he blanked in the other two. Indeed, he had a few chances, but unfortunately, they did not convert into points. But looking at this fixture against Nottingham Forest, it's really hard to sell. And yeah, so definitely he will stay for this week and in the future. I don't know whether or not, according to his performance in this game week, this will also decide his future at in my team. And for the last spot is Gabriel Martinelli. He plays against Fulham. It's not such an easy fixture as we would have probably said the previous few years. But I still think Arsenal are looking amazing in attack, and they can definitely provide more attacking returns. Both him and Gabriel Jesus that I have, I'm expecting to see good things from them. Now, in the attack, as I just said, Gabriel Jesus is super involved in all the attacking, in all the Arsenal attack, basically, and really expecting him to deliver at least one goal, maybe one assist as well. Which I don't know if it's actually going to be something good for my team, considering I have Salah as captain. So basically, any additional points that Jesus will bring are not going to work in my benefit, because there are many managers that will actually captain him. But this is FPL. Sometimes you have to root against yourself. So yeah. And for my last spot in the first 11 is Erling Haaland. He's playing against Crystal Palace. I'm sorry, and it's a home match. I believe he should be playing. He should be returning, and maybe by next week I will be transferring him out before the mid-game week to avoid any minutes issue. All right, so this is my first 11. Now, as for my bench, is pretty standard. I have Ward playing against Chelsea away. He's definitely not going to be entering my starting lineup. Andreas, who will be my first substitute in case anybody, maybe Perisic, will not play. Andreas Pereira will replace him and play against Arsenal. Not an easy match, but it's a bench player. We can't expect too much of him. And for the last duo, we have Neco Williams against Tottenham and Archer against West Ham United. So yeah, the bench is pretty basic, but overall, I would say I'm pretty pleased with how the team is shaping up.
Yeah, it looks good, man. With all the transfer and the structure that you have right now, I think you are spot on with that. Any of these players on the starting 11 could bring you attacking returns. Of course, all depends on how it will go in the actual match, and hopefully no more big surprises like happened last week.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's move on to my team and how did I do in the previous game week and see how it is. Alright guys, so this is how my team did in the last game week. As you can see, I got 51 points, a small red arrow that took me to 4.4 million almost, 4.5 million. We had a lot of big surprises last game week, so it wasn't really a bad game week for me, it was for everyone, I guess. Especially in the defense in the back, as you can see, the only people that got me returns was the goal Sanchez with 8 points. Brighton keep on proving that they are a very solid team defensively, and I think I did a good choice there by choosing Sanchez. Also Zinchenko with the same as MJ got the clean sheet with 6 points. All the rest was James, Walker, Cancelo and Trent all got me 1 and 0 points, which is very unexpected because they are supposed to be the best defense in the leagues. I don't think that will happen too much in the future, or hopefully at least will not happen too much in the future, because I still convinced that big in the back is still a good option. And let's see what happened this game week. And I have a little point about Trent Alexander-Arnold to mention here. I saw in the transfer list in the last game week that a lot of managers are transferring him out. I don't know why is that, because even if he blanked in the first two, he's still the highest XGI in all the defenders. And he's a proven FPL asset from previous season. So I don't think that will continue, and I think Liverpool will start to get points again and keep and improving their performance. So for me, I'm gonna keep Trent Alexander-Arnold for specifically also the next game week, and from there I can reassess again. But in my prediction, I think that Trent should do good in the next game week and will probably get us some returns. Moving on to the midfield, as you can see, I had 2 out of 3 that got me returns. Salah, my captain, was 16 points, same as MJ, and Martinelli was 6 points. Kulusevski blanked, but I think he was looking really good on the field, and he got a few chances. Of course, he was unlucky not that his attempted assist didn't convert into goals with Son and Kane. But I think he will still have a good chance of getting these return points in the next few game weeks. Finally, in the top, we have Haaland and Jesus, who both returns, which I'm happy with. And I will keep an eye, of course, on Haaland's minute because of the mid-game weeks coming up and the Champions League also, which could be a bit of a doubt with the minutes since the last Pep Guardiola's conference when he mentioned that he will probably start to rotate him with Alvarez. Finally, on the bench, I actually have Andreas on the bench, which got 8 points. But to be honest, if I rethink what I did, I think I would still put Andreas as a first sub, and I will probably would never have played him instead of any of the starting 11. So I'm not really upset or anything about this choice. The rest of the bench, Ward got 1 point, Da Silva 1 point, and Archer, of course, didn't play, so 0 point. Yeah, so I think logically what I did last week was completely okay, but unfortunately I was not very lucky with the defense, and hopefully that will improve in the upcoming game weeks. For the upcoming weeks, as I said before in other videos, that I'm not gonna be making any transfers, and I will play the team as it is, so I can roll the transfer, and then the game week after I have a chance to move player around if I see that there is some injuries or maybe Haaland with minute doubts. So let's take a look how my team is looking in the next game week, and what are the things that I'm maybe considering doing. Alright guys, so this is how my team looks like for the upcoming game week 4. As you probably see that it's an exact copy of what I did the last game week, because on paper all the fixtures look good. I think the best here is Liverpool, because they have a very good fixture against Bournemouth at home, and they need to prove a point that they are still one of the best team in the league, and to recover from the first 2 game weeks that or the first 3 game weeks that they did really bad. I think Salah will be my captain also for this game week, as he have the most potential of getting returns, and he have actually a good record against Bournemouth in the previous seasons. So far, I think Cancelo at the double up in Man City defense is still also a viable option. The only thing I'm a bit scared of is Walker minutes, because he did start in the friendly match against Barcelona, although he got substituted after 45 minutes, I think. So he still have a chance of maybe starting but getting subbed at 60-70 minutes. Or if he doesn't play and Pep decide not to play him at all, I think he will stay on the bench. That's how usually it happens. What we noticed from previous game weeks, that if Walker doesn't start, he usually doesn't play at all. So in that case, we will have Andreas coming in for him, which is still also a decent option to substitute. So in the front, we have Haaland and Jesus. I think Haaland should be starting this one and probably get us some attacking returns. If not, and he start from the bench, then I'm a bit doubtful that he could do something. But I don't want to really make a transfer right now, and because I want to roll the 2 transfer for the next game week. But finger crossed that he will start and he will get us some decent points. And since Man City are playing at home, so I think they have a good chance of scoring against Crystal Palace, even if Crystal Palace are showing that to be actually quite solid. The one that I'm expecting actually the most is Kulusevski, because Nottingham Forest are the worst in the defense part. They have the lowest or the highest XGI conceded actually. So I think Spurs can have a very good chance of scoring maybe 2 or 3 goals there. So let's hope for the best. And actually Kulusevski also is kind of one of my, let's say, differentials in the team due to the ownership, which is lower than other players that I have. So overall, I think my team should do good this game week and get me another rank, a boost in rank for the game week.
Yeah, I definitely don't see anything in your team that would indicate that your team will do bad. So I'm pretty confident you will have a decent amount of points. I think the wild card that you played in game week 3, it's already starting to pay off. You can see that you have this stability. Now you can already roll a transfer so that for next week you have 2 transfers, you have way more opportunities. We are still at the beginning of the season. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of changes, and you do have the upper hand considering that you'll have those 2 transfers. As for this specific week, it just looks pretty decent. It's everybody in your team looks very good. Maybe just Walker is a little bit of a worry, but as you said, he got subbed in the Barcelona match, so it is expected for him to start.
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Thanks, man. Well, one last point maybe that I have to mention that my only worry in this game week is probably Perisic because if he do start against Nottingham Forest, he probably have a big chance of scoring, and that could hurt me a little bit. But let's see what happens.
You can never have it all. You always must have one place where you make your risk.
Indeed. All right, guys. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to drop us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get all the videos, and we'll be seeing you soon. Have a good one.
All right, cheers.